Yo, it's hip hop and barbershops.
You gon' love it.
Yo, it's hip hop and barbershops.
Yo, keep cut.
Yo, it's hip hop and barbershops.
It's insane.
Never go against the grain, simple and plain. It's hip hop and barbershops.
It's insane. You gon' love it. Yo, keep cut. You gon' love it. Yo, keep cut. It's insane.
Good evening, and welcome to this edition of Hip Hop and Barbershops. I'm your man, B Styles, the anonymous nobody, and the man to my left.
It's yours truly, Dr. Boogs, the Barber MD, representing all the barbershop around the world. And our man in the middle.
This is your boy Will, a.k.a. VA, representing everything music.
Okay. Well, on today's edition of Hip Hop and Barbershops, we're going to talk a little bit about hip-hop and sports and how those worlds collide a little bit. Nah, they collide a lot.
Do they collide or they just merge?
They just merge.
Okay.
I think. You know, sometimes they might collide when, you know, there's been some athletes who've had some failed attempts at trying to be MCs and just didn't work.
It's like a failed dunk.
VA, you remember? Do you remember when Shaq made his album?
Oh my gracious! I think I put that album in the list of his Payless shoes.
Listen, I don't even know the name of that album. I definitely remember when it dropped.
You know, and everybody thought that you know, Shaq came out on a verse with Fushnickens at the time,
You're bringing us back.
Oh yeah, you gotta bring it back, man. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just like when his verse was okay on that Fushnickens joint.
It definitely
it was okay.
He tried.
But not a whole album's worth.
No.
You know?
But people brought it and they supported.
You know, and I think it collided again. You know, I love my man AI. Love Allen Iverson, man. Love that dude to death, man. One love for real. That's my all-time favorite NBA basketball player, hands down. But when it came to the album that he made that time, you know, that was like.
Listen, but why do you think, right? And we're just hitting them hard early. You just went right to the conversation head first. But why do you even think these, what we're gonna call it, these basketball players, or in this particular example, because Steven Jackson came out with an album, Damian Lillard came out with an album, Marcus Smart just dropped that $54 million, right? That single. So why do you think?
Oh, didn't Kobe do one too?
Kobe did do one.
I think Kobe did one too.
The Mamba.
Yeah.
But why do you think these basketball players are trying to enter the world of music?
That's a good question for the man in the middle. VA,
man in the middle.
VA, take that one, baby.
Vicious.
Music isn't everything. Like, it's nothing that you own that probably doesn't have music in it. So it's what feeds us. Before they were ball players, they were probably listening to music. They were lovers of music before they were, lovers of the game. So when they get the money, and I can do what I want at that point when I get this bread.
Yeah. Especially, I remember being.
I can afford studio time.
I remember being a ball player.
Look, I can afford a whole studio.
Right? Build one in your house.
Listen, man.
To be honest, that's how Shaq did his. Shaq built his studio in his house and recorded his album in his house in Orlando.
Wow. Like I remember, of course, you're about to play a game, Summer League, the NBL or what have you, and you're listening to music to get you amped, right? Get you psyched up. Do you think that plays a role? Like, they use that music as motivation so much just to get them just souped up, amped up, that they kind of like become whatever artist they listen to before the game, but there's still that piece of them that's like, I kind of like want to live this, like for real.
I honestly believe most people, because again, like I said, even before somebody puts a ball in your hand, you are hearing music. Yeah. You're hearing music in your mother's womb, and she's listening to it. So I think they're lovers of music before they're lovers of the game. And because the music business up until recently was such a mystery, like nobody would, only the people who had a real passion for it took the shot, and it was probably just the opposite. The people who took the shot at music were the people who wanted to be ball players, but weren't that great at it, and vice versa. The ball players were great at it, but they would have loved to get behind the mic.
Yeah. I think you're right about that, man. It's just like things that we kind of gravitate to relatively easy in the communities that we grow up in. Right. We're always close to a ball, or we're always close to some level of music. It's like you said, Will. When you wake up in the morning on Saturdays or whatever, your mom's is cleaning up the house and they listen to the music, right?
Yes, sir.
Back then it was like Al Green and Otis Redding and all these people like that being played. Coming out the old.
Some of their childhood favorites.
Yeah.
So you pretty much just got attached to what your parents kind of
exactly
fell in love with.
Exactly. In those days you better not change the radio station in the car either. You know what I'm saying?
They couldn't even reach.
They see you looking like you want to turn the station like leave
Back when our first seat was just one whole row, and you could sit in the middle and just dig it right there.
Man, I tell you what, man. But that whole idea of music and ball, I think, you had a great point when you said, when you're getting ready to play a game, listening to music ahead of time. Will made a good point talking about, these dudes were lovers of music before they probably even loved basketball, and that's true. Because they probably didn't develop the love for the game or really realize that they loved the game until they're probably about 15, 16 years old. You know what I'm saying? And then by that point, they've been playing for a few years, but they didn't really realize, like, oh, shit, I might be able to do something with this. Or I'm pretty good,
Right. But how many videos have you seen of babies sitting in front of the TV mimicking Michael Jackson, Prince?
Absolutely.
Even to this day, those guys are not even here anymore, and you still got, I'm talking about little jits, 5, 6, 4, 3. They standing in front of the TV looking at a video, and they're mimicking what they're seeing performed on the TV.
Yeah, and for this generation, a lot of that is they're watching Chris Brown and people like that. It's like, Michael and Prince. Yes, definitely they, legends. Classic material all day long. But then there's like the younger dudes who watch them like a Chris Brown.
Absolutely.
And took it to another level.
You know what?
But see, okay, you brought up Chris Brown. Chris Brown is a ball player.
Right, exactly. Yeah, he does play ball.
He's a real life, I take this serious ball player.
Yeah. You know who else is a ball player too?
All of them.
Cole.
Yeah.
Cole.
Never mind the missed up.
Two Chainz.
Yeah, all of them.
Two Chainz was a smart cat too, man.
Scrappy.
Man, these dudes. Quavo from Migos, he played basketball too, and football.
I actually just had an idea. So going back to what Brother VA said. So I'm just thinking about it, right? Growing up, we all appreciate platform. And when you're young, whether you're seeing Michael Jackson, 'cause I remember dancing like Michael Jackson. My mother will tell you, Boogs used to be dancing all around the house. I put my shoes on, and I'd be dancing all around the house because I was just like, I like how he danced. Like,
right.
I was just like fascinated, just super intrigued by it. So I think growing up, just having that platform or wanting to be on that platform or whatever platform you were attracted to, right? So whether you were into sports or music, and being that hip-hop originated within our culture, our inner city hip-hop black culture, right? A lot of the sports players that tend to be from our demographic in our community playing 2 or 3 sports, which happen to be predominantly football and basketball. So whether they're a sports player or they're a musician or they're in the arts, I think one always wants to be a part of the other.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? Because it's collectively like they're not just gonna drop. Like, I also want to be on a basketball platform. Because a piece of them is still probably like, just like you said, well, you're doing music before the other, or, you know what I'm saying? But whatever you feel. I think just want to be on that platform and just being in one of those two areas. And even if you're not doing sports, you could be in the office, but you're singing, right? You still could be like that performing. You know what I'm saying? So that was just a weird one of those thoughts that I had.
Well, you know, man, it was some interesting dialogue here. You know, we will definitely pick up this conversation on the next side, and we'll be back after a quick break.
Don't go far, people.
1, 2, 3, funk it.
Welcome back to Efforting Vibes. I'm your host, Jay. I'm with my co-hosts, Tay, Tati, and Zay. I love just saying that in general, just for the audience's pleasure.
So it's like she's
just
saying
want to keep a baby.
Right.
She just want
Right. It's like, give me a baby. You my baby, give me a baby.
to talk about.
You gotta give me a baby. Right? Give me you my baby. Now you gotta give me a baby, girl.